Have you ever felt like you are wasting your potential? Like there is something inside you, something powerful, creative, untamed, but it never fully comes out? You sense it in quiet moments, late at night, in flashes of frustration, in that uncomfortable feeling that this life, as it is now, is too small for what you know you carry inside. You do everything right. You follow the rules. You work hard. You stay responsible. You wait patiently. And yet, something feels off. Because despite all your effort, life feels flat, repetitive, strangely empty. Alan Watts said the problem is not laziness. It is not lack of discipline. And it is not a lack of talent. The problem is conditioning. From the moment you were young, you were taught to climb a ladder, study hard, get approved, be productive, be useful, be respectable. You were taught that your value depends on how high you climb and how good it looks from the outside. But no one ever told you something crucial. That ladder might be leaning against the wrong wall. So you climb, step by step, year after year. You sacrifice time. You suppress desires. You postpone joy. And you keep telling yourself the same lie. One day, when I get there, I'll finally live. But that day never comes. Because as Alan Watts pointed out, life is not a destination. It is not a race. It is not a project to be completed. Life is more like music. You don't listen to a song waiting for the last note. You don't dance just to reach the end of the track. The point is the rhythm, the movement, the experience of this moment. Yet you were trained to live as if life were always about to begin. As if the present moment were just preparation, just rehearsal, just something to get through. So you wait. You wait for more money. You wait for the right job. You wait to feel ready. You wait for permission. This constant waiting feels responsible. It feels mature. But in truth, it is one of the most dangerous habits of the modern mind. Because while you wait, life passes. And slowly, without noticing, you forget who you are. You begin to play roles. The reliable one. The successful one. The strong one. The one who doesn't complain. You wear the mask so well that you forget it's a mask. And even when you achieve things, even when people admire you, it feels strangely hollow. Because it wasn't you who succeeded. It was the character. Alan Watts warned us of this illusion. Most people don't live their lives. They perform them. They act out scripts written by parents, by culture, by fear. And the tragedy isn't that they fail. The tragedy is that they never discover who they truly are. So you think you're wasting your potential because you haven't done enough. But maybe the real waste is trying to be someone you were never meant to be. Your potential is not something you must earn. It is something you must allow. It emerges when you stop forcing yourself into shapes that don't fit. When you stop asking, how do I succeed? And start asking, how do I feel most alive? Alan Watts asked a question that cuts straight through the illusion. What would you do with your life if money were not a concern? Not as a fantasy, not as an escape, but as a mirror. Because your honest answer reveals where your real energy lives. And no, you don't have to quit everything overnight. That's not the point. The point is alignment. Living a little more truthfully each day. Listening to the quiet voice you've ignored. Taking small steps back toward yourself. Because the moment you stop running toward someday, something shifts. You become present. And in presence, clarity appears. Alan Watts said you are not an isolated ego trying to survive in a hostile world. You are the universe experiencing itself through a human form. You did not come into this world. You came out of it, like a wave rising from the ocean. Your purpose is not to compete, not to compare, not to prove your worth. Your purpose is to express your unique way of being alive. When you stop fighting yourself, life stops feeling like a battle. Creativity flows. Action becomes natural. Effort becomes effortless. This is not giving up on life. This is finally entering it. So let me ask you, not as motivation, but as truth. Are you living your life? Or are you playing a role in a world that rewards obedience more than authenticity? Because time is passing, and the most dangerous thing is not failure. It is reaching the end of your life and realizing you were never really there. If this resonates, don't ignore it. This feeling is not a problem. It is an invitation to wake up, to step out of the script, and to start living now.